Hey YouTube, coming at you with a balanced Ultra League team to start because I figured that everyone would be running these new Pokemon. The four that I highlighted in my video yesterday: Golisopod, Clefable, Sandslash, and Haxorus. So I was going through, and I used this Nidoqueen Scrafty core with a Tapu Fini for one of these factions tournaments I was in, and it's just such a balanced core, and all of them seem to basically handle these new four Pokemon, right? Nidoqueen's going to resist the counters, plus like it's got the poisons for the fairy, and worst case scenario, it's going to earth power the Sandslash. Scrafty is your Sandslash counter. Jellicent's just pretty all around strong, right, in this meta. So use this team 7 or 8 wins in a row, and then one loss, and then I quit because I wanted to go. I was like, I went 5. I started with Tapu, and I went like 1-3 with it. I'm like, I'm just gonna switch to Jellicent. And then I won 7. I went 8 straight because I went 4 and then 3. No, I went 4 and 4. Yeah, I went 4 because I was 0-1, then 1, and then I went 4, and then I lost the 5th one. Okay. So, strong team, 8 straight, and that is the title. 8 straight wins with this team. Nidoqueen is, I think, back as a very, very, very strong Pokemon in the Ultra League. So, like I said, it was already kind of okay, decent in the Ultra League. What is its rank now? I bet you it's still probably ranked like in like the 100 range. But honestly, using it, it was way better than I remember. And I don't even think that the Poison Fang buff made it that much better. So shout out Nidoqueen is ranked 61, right? In the Great League or Ultra League. And it kind of feels like it, right? So you're gonna get walled by, not walled, but you're gonna have a problem with Ghost because Ghost and Steel, which will resist the poison, right? You can't do much there. And then Swampert just gonna light you up. And I guess ground resist too, because I had a couple of ground. But I would say that like it's a decent save swap because you can like earth power most things. Good wins against like, again, you wall Registeel because they can't throw anything at you. The Poison Jab, Poison Fang, you can like really ramp up there with that. I bet you'd probably take way more in these than the 2 shield. Let's go to 2 shield here and see if that bumps you up. About the same. So still, in the 1 shield against the meta, you have a 27-19 record, right? Pretty good. Couple hard losses, G-Fist, Swampert, Jellicent, Escav, not a ton of those, but I'll say that like a lot of the sort of middle of the road losses, like you're losing the Giratina Altered, but you can land an Earth Power here and there, and then like I said, a lot of good wins. Registeel, Umbreon, Mandibuzz, Drapion, Sandslash if you land the Earth Power, the Fighters, Scrafty, Obstagoon, the Virizion, any Charmer, right? Charmers you just destroy. So it was really, really, really strong. So I'm glad because I invested in it, and then it seemed like it felt bad last year, and it just felt good again this year. And I can't imagine. Maybe it is the Poison Fang buff giving you that extra little bit of damage every single time. And I think it's just because like in Great League, Nidoqueen is so glassy, right? But in Ultra League, you got a little bit of that extra bulk that it's not just going to be like one Poison Fang and die, right? So getting that extra damage and then being able to Poison Jab a bunch really adds up. So good Pokemon there. Scrafty, again, super, super good against Pokemon that are either dark or like weak to fighting that you're just going to outpace. I wonder if did it already happen? Yeah, I think it was the first battle with while I was doing my normal talking and not talking about the videos. Ramped up Scrafty on a what the heck is his name? Obstagoon there. There is sort of a core breaker in the back, and I saw it 2 times in a row, and I won both, and it just evolves. It involves some jumping around and calling it. So I ran into Gliscor twice. I ran against Gliscor twice in the back here. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you're taking super effective from the wing attacks, and poison is resisted, and you don't have anything from the Nidoqueen to throw. So that is really rough. And you work around it. Foul play still like chip for like 50%. Even though poison jab is resisted, poison jab, poison fang still gonna add up even though it's resisted. Like again, these are resisted moves on this, and I'm taking this out just with the poison jab. So Shadow Nidoqueen still puts in work in resisted matchups. Jellicent, again, super tanky. Again, I don't know why I'm saying it again. It was a really, really, really good safe swap for a while. It still can be used as a safe swap. I just find that with many more people having Registeel, where they can just kind of zap cannon you, it's just not as strong as a safe swap as it used to be. But on the lead here, it's great. Like out of these three, I feel comfortable with Nidoqueen as a safe swap because again, the worst thing you're going to see is a Swampert or a G-Fisk. G-Fisk is not bad because you can Earth Power it as well. Swampert's rough, but if you get like a couple poison jab advantage, you can hopefully get to the Earth Power before they get to the Hydro Cannon. And again, here's your second Gliscor, sort of Query Breaker in the back. And this one, I remember I just called it properly. I called a Nightslash bait here, and it was. So that does absolutely nothing. I thought that this would have been an Earthquake, but it was not. So 1 of 2, not bad. At the second move here. So this will probably take out if they don't shield. And there we go. So there we go. Rough against it, and it's a Charizard. So double flyer in the back. They try and snipe. I get it on there. And this is where the power of the Poison Fang is going to come in. I shield up a Blast Burn. They let this first Poison Fang go, I believe. And it does so much chip damage, and now these poison jabs are just chunking. I almost get to move, so they have to throw here. But by look at that, the damage is done. I'm out of Power Punch, so I'm going to throw it right away. Force a shield, because now that extra, even though resisted, counter damage is enough to take out Charizard. So I had a Charizard and a Gliscor in the back against this team, and I won, right? Another bad lead. Oh yeah, is this a lot? This is I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this one right now, but it is a terrible lead, terrible safe swap. That is absolutely just destroys me. I remember up until this, I forget what's in the back though. So Scrafty Jellicent has no play against Venusaur, really. So Scrafty needs to run, but I also need to do some chip damage on the Venusaur if I can, or grab a shield, or else I'm going to have a real tough time with Scrafty. So I build up basically to as much energy as I can, get the Surf off here. This will take this out. I can then go Shadow Ball on the Venusaur that comes back in to at least do good chip damage or grab a shield. Both is kind of what I want. I would prefer they let this go, and if I remember they do, because now I don't even like pretend that this isn't even a Power Punch, because I almost want them not to shield, because I just want to, this little chip damage of Power Punch you don't think as much, and then the counters you don't think as much because it's all resisted, but it really does add up here. And so at this point I'm like, okay, let's just go 2 shielded here. I got 1 shield back, so that's fine. Just go 2 shielded here, counter this down, come out double punched, Power Punched. Hopefully something in the back that I can just take this down. So that is good there. That goes down, and it is a Regirock. So this is okay. Now these Power Punches are doing good. This is chipping a ton, but I think they're going to get to a move. So I now need to catch on this. I do catch, which is a huge, huge catch. Taking that Earthquake, getting this Power Punch off. They're probably going to have to shield, and then it's, are they going to get to a second move? Or now that I'm buffed again, can I counter down? I actually get to another move before they do. So I was catching all of, so I won 8 straight, but I actually played like really, really well in these 8. Just lots of jumping around, lots of maneuvering. Swampert is like a pretty good lead. The problem with Swampert is it's so spammy that these Earthquakes are going to come pretty quick. I didn't know if a double surf takes this out or not, so I threw surf first just to see. I'm going to shield an earthquake just because, again, I know those things chip like crazy, so I'm going straight Shadow Ball here, assuming that it would take out. If I remember, it does not take out. Yeah, and I have to take another earthquake here. So Swampert, a beast. Swampert's on my next team. Clefable comes in, and this is obviously one where you just need to stay in because you need your Nidoqueen on it. So chip, that is fine. Oh, it's not even a powered up Clefable. It's only 24-17. I just noticed that because I was like, that surf did quite a decent amount. So they go out. Charizard. So it's, again, I need to stay in this as long as I can to chip, and then now I can let Scrafty. If they did not let that go, if they shielded that, I probably would have stayed in Poison Jet into Poison Fang one more time and then went to Scrafty. But because they let it go, Scrafty is a sacrifice for this because I'll be able to just Poison Jab down the fairy. So resisted, power punches, does not matter. I've already lowered its defense. These counters, this is what I know about Scrafty. Like, it is really, really hard hitting in this meta. And I know the stats for all these great leagues now because I've been looking up stats a ton. Scrafty has a 4200 overall stat product with a 146 attack. So in terms of overall stat product, I'm just going just off some of the top Pokemon in this meta just to get an idea. So Swampert has obviously a higher attack but lower stat product by a mile, but that's not surprising. So it seems like Scrafty's defense is where this thing is super strong. Giratina altered. Oh my god. Giratina altered with a 4600 stat product with a 209 stamina. Insane. That's why the Pokemon is so hard to deal with. I've got to imagine Crest is up there too. 5100. You really can't deal with these stat products if you're just looking at these, because there's such a difference between the legendaries. I'm trying to think of a crappy legendary. I just tried and failed with Kyurem, and I bet you that no. See, Kyurem's only a 3600. Interesting, and you feel that too. So Kyurem's only a 3600 stat product, very attack heavy, 170, but only a 3600 stat product, and Scrafty has 4200. So that's where the XLs are coming in. And you really feel it on, you feel it on Scrafty. It's just great. Jellicent with the 4400 overall. So these Pokemon are super solid. Very, very, very excelled. Very excelled. Rank 1 Jellicent gets up to like 49. The Scrafty is like a 49.5. And the Nidoqueen is 48. Like, and is a shadow. I think between the three of these, it's definitely almost the full 300 XLs for each of these. More for Nidoqueen because it's a shadow. And between the three of these, I probably dropped the Nidoqueen like close to 1 million dust between the three of these. So unfortunately, not something that is easily replicated. So the question you may ask is there a budget version of this? Is there a budget version of this? So what I really like about PvPoke is they also give you similar Pokemon. So let's put in Scrafty, and they give you suggested teammates, but they also give you similar Pokemon. Yeah, so Scrafty is obvious Obstagoon, right? That makes sense. The difference between Scrafty and Obstagoon is Obstagoon I find is more of like Scrafty is more of a fighter. These counter power punches is where it's like bread and butter. Is Foul Play is just a nice coverage move, as opposed to Obstagoon, which is just like Night Slash spam. So that is the difference between the two. I do think that Obstagoon is a great budget option. Doesn't need Obstruct. You can run Cross Chop and Night Slash. So definitely a nice option there. Nidoqueen, I was supposed to say I'm building up a skunk, and that's probably going to be one of the, So Overquill. Yeah, Skunk is on here. But Skunk is like a super investment too. Overquill. So if you have a Quillfish, Hisuian Quillfish, you have to buddy it and do 10 raids, because I wanted to build an Overquill for a factions one, and then I was like, you need 10 raids. So if you just want one to build up, do it. Overquill is a really nice option because it is a dark poison with its main focus being it's like exact similar moveset. It's Poison Jab, Fast Move, Aqua Tail, and Shadow Ball as the charge moves. It has Sludge Bomb, has Dark Ball, so it just depends what you want to run with it. But Overquill, nice sort of second option there. Jellicent, I'm assuming they're just gonna say to go Trevenant, but Trevenant is also an investment. So is there another Ghost? Drifblim's an XL investment. Gorgeese is not good enough. Trevenant, Giratina Altered. Yeah, Giratina Altered. The only problem with Giratina Altered is if you're now going to see a bunch more a Sandslash, right? Because I really don't. At least with a Sandslash, they have to throw Drow in here, and that's only neutral. But a Sandslash with a Shadow Claw and Ice Punch for Giratina Altered is just going to be. It's still such a strong Pokemon, but I'm worried about that moving forward. I'm sure I will build it on a team eventually, but it's just like, we'll see. We'll see what the meta is. We'll see what people invest in. In terms of meta, what I saw, I don't think I saw one A Sandslash, quite honestly. I don't think I saw one A Sandslash. I saw in my other battles, my second team, which will come out tomorrow, I saw a couple Haxorus. I saw one Clefable. I saw one Golisopod. For the most part, it was still very, very, very meta. Cresselia, Giratina, Cobalion, a couple of Virizions. So I don't think that this meta is changing a ton right now. I think people will try some. I think there will be some staples. Like I do think that a Sandslash is going to be a pretty good staple in this. Which is why I probably saw a lot more Virizion and Cobalions, just because double weak to counter, right? So you probably just want to run counter a bit more. And that's why I saw a ton of Giratinas, because it's a trifecta, right? So we will see. I'll play this. So Ultra League team for tomorrow for sure. I'll maybe play one Little Cup, but it's going to be the same team that I ran that I dominated with, which was the Vulpix, Execute, and what was my third? Was my third a Ducklet? I forget what the third was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a Ducklet. So that was my domination team, and I'll probably run that again. But I think I'm mostly going to stick with Ultra League. Ramble. I was looking at my Pokemon, and I am torn what I want to do now, because I have about like Great League, I probably have like 130 Great League Pokemon, and that's why I have so much variety and have fun with it. Ultra League, I just looked at it, and I have about 30, 35 maybe, not a ton. Enough to get me through like a week of this, but not much more. So there are other Pokemon that I'm working on, like Licky, I've almost got that. The Skunk, I'm just powering up. I said I have an Overquill, I can just power that up. I have a rank for Drifblim that I have the XLs for. I caught a Hundo Pelipper, like Wingull, so I can evolve that to Pelipper all the way if I want to. So there's a lot of Pokemon I could power up. It's going to cost me to power up all the I want to, 2 to 3 million dust. So I'm debating whether I want to do that investment, or if I want to save them for what will eventually be powering up XL Pokemon when I get like legendary Pokemon when I get the XLs. I just traded for a 15-15-14 Yveltal, which that's a functional Hundo. I got the same thing. I got 15-15-14 Kyogre, so functional there. I got a Hundo Rayquaza. I got a Hundo Groudon. I got a Hundo Palkia. I just don't have the XLs for any of these. So these will be ones that I eventually build up, but I just need to get the XLs for them. Anyways, that's it. Appreciate you watching. Have a good weekend. good luck hunting anything in this new event. Like I said, I think the Sneasel is the only one that I want to get to try and get a Sneasler. Anyways, that is it. Appreciate watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.